welcome to the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl podcast, a place for you to find the courage you need to take the first step and every step thereafter to create the habits, the confidence, and the life that you love. I'm your host, health and life coach, Abby Hegney. Let's dive in. Welcome back to episode 53. Summer vacation has officially started here in Connecticut, at least in our town. My kids got out of school on Wednesday, and for the past week or so, we have been in major end of year activity mode. And if you have kids, you know how busy that time of year can be. And my son was in fifth grade, and in our town, fifth grade is the end of elementary school. So next year, he will be moving on to middle school. And so it was really important to me to attend as many of these events as I could to just celebrate him and his classmates and his school, which I absolutely love. And it has been so fun and more emotional than I thought it would be. I have just been watching him interact and play with his friends and his teachers and other kids in his school, and it has been so much fun to see the experiences that he's creating for himself. And the way in which he has been encouraging his classmates, the way in which he has made them laugh, the way in which they simply interact with each other. And to see the pure joy that he has been experiencing, as well as some sadness and nervousness to be moving on to this next chapter, has just been so eye-opening for me. And it's been one of those weeks where, as a mom, it just hits you that your child has grown up before your eyes and seems so much older than you realize. And I just haven't been able to stop thinking about how our lives happen in the micro moments of our everyday. The experiences, the conversations, the emotions that we have, both positive and negative, the laughter, the interactions, the decisions that we make, when we choose to lean in and when we choose to step back. These little micro moments shape us and our lives. We take little pieces of them and we carry them with us. They become a part of who we are and what we do. They form our personalities and our habits and our stories. And yet they're also the very moments that we're so quick to overlook. Not necessarily because we want to, but because we're so used to just moving through our lives. We're so used to being in a hurry and trying to fit it all in. We have a schedule that we need to stick to, and we think about everything that we need to do, and then we think about everything that we aren't doing. And then we have to think about everything that we think we should be doing. And our minds are typically 5 steps ahead instead of really being in the now. And the small micro moments slip by us. Or maybe we catch them, but they don't have the same impact that they could have had we really been fully in that moment. And the same is true when it comes to weight loss. When you want to lose weight, you get really focused on the big goal, on the 10, the 20, the 50 pounds that you want to lose, the eating habits that you want to overhaul, going to the gym 5 days of the week or whatever the consistent workout routine looks like for you. You get so focused on getting there to the end line, right? The finish line. And while that is important, what's most important is knowing how you got there. When you are only focused on those big milestones, on getting there, you may get there and have no idea how you did it. And that often shows up as doubt that you can actually maintain the weight that you lost. But when you know exactly how you got there, when you know the decisions that you made or the decisions that you didn't make, maybe you just chose to do things differently. You know the words that you spoke to yourself on the good days, and more importantly, on the bad days, the emotions that you felt that came up all along the way, and how you handled each of them, the challenges that you faced, and how you overcame them. That is what creates a solid foundation of confidence to know that the weight you lost is staying off for good. Absolutely. We want to keep that end goal in mind and we want to celebrate those big milestones. We just don't want to miss those micro moments that define your journey and the habits and the confidence that you create along the way. The majority of your weight loss journey takes place in these micro moments of your everyday, the in between decisions, the self talk, the simple, doable steps that you can take today, every day, the ones that compound over time, the ones that lead you to those big milestones. I'm currently reading Shoe Dog, the memoir of Phil Knight, the creator of Nike. And within it, I'm still pretty early on in the book, but within it, he's talking about all of the small steps that led him to eventually creating Nike and making it what it is today. He talks about all of the different steps that he took and the decisions that he made and the conversations that he had that he didn't even know were laying the foundation for what he was meant to create. And within the book, he quotes Confucius and he says, "The man who moves mountains begins by carrying away small stones." That is how you confidently lose weight and keep it off. That is how you reach those big milestones. One small stone at a time, one decision, one change story, one step at a time. With awareness, recognition, understanding, and ownership. Those four skills, awareness, recognition, understanding, and ownership, are key. Those four skills put you in the driver's seat. It's what allows you to see exactly what is working and the small, simple changes that you will make that can make more things work for you, for your body, for your goals, and your life. Nobody else is exactly like you. Nobody has the same goal with the same body, the same amount of time, and the same life that you have. Creating a plan that works for you is the only way to lose weight and confidently keep it off. Seeing that, recognizing that, understanding it deeply, and owning it is life changing. It's the most empowering thing that you can do. Nobody can ever take that away from you. But it requires you to quiet your inner mean girl because she takes you out of the now. She takes you back to those big milestones, to getting there. She makes you believe that there is better than now. Those small steps, the decisions, the way that you talk to yourself, those micro moments are so important, and your inner mean girl will convince you that they aren't a big deal. She tells you that they don't matter, that they're not enough, that you're not doing enough. And when you're focused on that next big milestone, you miss those micro moments that get you there. Losing weight in a way that you know with confidence it's staying off happens in those micro moments of your journey. The quiet ones, the ones that most people ignore. There's a difference in the way that you show up when you're focused only on those big milestones versus when you pay attention to and celebrate the micro moments. There's a difference in the motivation you feel and the momentum that you create when you recognize the micro moments as important building blocks of your journey versus when you come from a place that it doesn't matter and it's not enough. Just like that quote, the way in which you move mountains, the way in which you reach those big milestones is one small stone, one small decision, one small step, one micro moment at a time. I had a client a couple of years ago now who wanted to lose 100 pounds, and she wanted it so badly. She could see how different and how much better and how much better she would feel when she lost the weight. But it felt very overwhelming to her to think about losing 100 pounds. That felt very far away. And so I said to her that the way that we were going to lose the 100 pounds was that we were going to focus her on 1 pound at a time. Because you can't lose 100 pounds if you don't first lose that first pound. The same is true if you want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 5 pounds. It starts with 1 pound at a time. And every pound that is lost is the result of the decisions and the small steps that you take. And every additional pound that you lose is a result of being inspired by the 1 pound lost before it. I can't tell you the number of women that I have spoken to that are losing weight and still not feeling good about it because their inner mean girl is telling them that it's not enough, that it's not happening fast enough, that they should be further along. I have talked to women that are losing 2 pounds a week, which is the high end of healthy, sustainable weight loss, and they're telling themselves that it's not enough. That is missing the micro moments. When you are aware, when you recognize, when you understand and you own those micro moments, you create so much motivation to fuel your journey. Motivation that is yours to keep and come back to when it's not, doesn't seem like it's there. And I want to give you a few examples of micro moments and the difference of what they look and sound like when you recognize and understand and own them versus when you would maybe fall back into old patterns and old habits and listen to your inner mean girl. So, here are a couple examples. You've had a stressful day at work and the fires just keep on coming. You ever had a day like that? You're annoyed, you're frustrated, you're angry. You can feel all of the emotions bubbling up. This is a micro moment. You can listen to your inner mean girl who will try to convince you that eating or going home and drinking a few glasses of wine will make you feel better. Or you can actually make a decision that makes you feel better, that moves you closer to where you want to be, both in your personal journey and in the work that's in front of you. That may be taking a short break, taking a little walk, talking to a friend. It may also be just getting to work or allowing yourself to feel the stress and the anger and the frustration without turning to food or wine or anything else that takes you down a negative path of guilt, of more stress, of more frustration, of more annoyance against yourself. Another example is you miss a workout that you told yourself you were going to do. This is a micro moment. It's an opportunity to decide that you can continue to move yourself closer to your goal, even when you miss a day, that you can just pick it right back up tomorrow, instead of falling back into those old patterns and allowing your inner mean girl to convince you that you've messed up, that you fell off track, that you have to start all over again. Another example is you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see. This is a micro moment. You can allow your inner mean girl to take you down the spiral of criticism and negative self-talk, or you can pivot. You can tell her, not today. You can decide that you're no longer going to hate on your body. That doesn't mean you have to jump to loving your body or finding all of the positives, but in that moment, you can end the criticism. These micro moments are pivotal moments that can completely change your habits and build your confidence so you can lose weight and confidently keep it off for the rest of your life. Because in every micro moment, you were aware that there was a decision to be made. You recognized what decision you believed would make you feel better in the longer term. You understood the ripple effect that that decision would make, and you owned it. And whether that decision ended up being the best decision for you or not doesn't really matter. We will all make decisions that don't turn out as we thought they would. But when you are aware and you recognize and you understand and you own that decision, you know exactly what to keep and what to change. This is the foundation to lasting change, to permanent weight loss. It starts with the small steps, the little decisions, quieting your inner mean girl, catching those micro moments. This is exactly what we do in the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method. For 6 months, you have me as your coach every step of the way, helping you catch these micro moments, to recognize how you used to respond to them and to understand how you want to respond to them and how that is always in your control. We redirect your focus to here and now on what you have, on what's available to you today to move you closer to what you want. It is so common for women to resist where they are now when it comes to their weight loss journey. They're so eager to get there, to lose the weight, to see a certain number on the scale, or put on a certain size pair of jeans. And they worry that if they accept where they are now, they will get complacent. They'll forget about what they want. I want to offer you that it is impossible to forget about what you want. You never forget what you want. But when you are focused only on those big milestones, on making all of the changes, on getting there, that is when frustration, disappointment all come easy. And they come over and over and over again, not because you can't do it or it's not working, but because your inner mean girl will convince you that anything short of those big milestones is not enough. And eventually that frustration and that disappointment will feel too heavy and you'll give up. Your journey is happening now in the micro moments of today. The simple, doable steps you can take that motivate and inspire you, that remind you how good it feels, that show you that you are capable and it's possible. The small decisions that make you feel proud, the things that boost your energy, the moments that you respond with kindness instead of criticism, when you choose to keep going instead of giving up. When you recognize these micro moments, when you take ownership of them, you build your confidence in a way that no number on a scale ever could. Because now weight loss isn't something that's happening to you, it's something that you are creating intentionally, mindfully, from the inside out every single day. And that is weight that is lost forever. We have been conditioned to believe that weight loss is hard, that it requires us to drastically change our lives, deprive ourselves of things that we love. And so today, I want to offer you what may be an unpopular opinion. Maybe weight loss doesn't have to be so hard. Maybe it's a lot simpler and more doable than we think. And maybe it's only an unpopular opinion because it's not talked about enough from this lens. from being aware, recognizing, understanding, and owning the micro moments, the decisions, the steps, and the words that you speak to yourself. We are changing all of that inside the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method. And day after day, week after week, that my clients and I celebrate their success and the way in which they are creating change with ease, losing weight that they never thought they were going to be able to lose, the more and more I know this is the missing piece. If you are ready to lose weight and confidently keep it off and do it in a way that allows you to live all of the favorite parts of your life, I invite you to schedule your free consultation. Let's talk. Let's talk about what's really standing in your way and that simple, doable, enjoyable path that will get you to where you want to be. All right, my friends, have a beautiful weekend. I will talk to you next week. If you are loving this podcast, please subscribe, rate, or review. Or if you know someone who would benefit from this message, please share it with them. And if you are ready to quiet your inner mean girl, to create habits that make you feel amazing, to lose weight and confidently keep it off while living the life that you love, I invite you to schedule your complimentary 60-minute consultation. We'll discuss where you are, where you want to be, and how my Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method can help you create the future that you want. You can find the link to book your call in the show notes, or you can also connect with me directly on Instagram at Wellness with Abby H. I can't wait to talk to you.